Now there you are. Yes, there's that face. That face that somehow I trust. It may embarrass you to hear me say it, but say it I must. Say it I must.
Mother knows best. Listen to your mother. It's a scary world out there. Mother knows best. One way or another, something will go wrong, I swear.
You have the clear, cool eyes of a seeker of wisdom and truth. Yet there's that upturned chin and the grin of impetuous youth. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Skip the drama. Stay with Mama. Mother knows best. You can take a seat, Mr. Worthing.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell, but I prefer standing.
I feel bound to tell you that you're not down on my list of eligible young men. I have the same list as the dear Duchess of Bolton has. We work together, in fact. However, I'm quite ready to enter your name, should your answers be what a really affectionate mother requires. Do you smoke?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I must admit I do smoke.
I'm glad to hear it. A man should always have an occupation of some kind. There are far too idle men in London as it is. How old are you?
I'm 29.
A very good age to be married at. I have always been of opinion that a man who desires to be married should know either everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell. I know nothing.
I'm pleased to hear it. I do not agree with anything that tampers with natural ignorance. Ignorance is like a delicate exotic fruit. Touch it and the bloom is gone. The whole theory of modern education is radically unsound. Fortunately, in England, at any rate, education produces no effect whatsoever. If it did, it would prove a serious danger to the upper classes and probably lead to acts of violence in Grosvenor Square. What is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
In land or in investment?
In investments, chiefly.
That is satisfactory. What between the duties expected of one during one's lifetime and the duties exacted of one after one's death, land has ceased to be either a profit or a pleasure. It gives one position and leaves the other unbound. So tell me, Mr. Worthing.
You see, Lady Bracknell, I've got a country house with some land attached to it, about 1,500 acres. Though I do not depend on that for my real income. In fact, as far as I can make out, the poachers are the only people who make anything out of it.
A country house? How many bedrooms? Well, that can be cleared up afterwards. You have a townhouse, I hope? A girl with a simple, unspoiled nature like Gwendolen could hardly be expected to reside in the country.
Well, you see, Lady Bracknell, I do have a house in Belgrave Square, though it's let to the year to a Lady Bloxham.
Lady Bloxham? I don't know her.
Oh, she goes about very little. A lady somewhat advanced in her years.
Ah, nowadays, that is no guarantee of respectability of character. What number in Belgrave Square?
149.
The unfashionable side. I thought there was something. Perhaps that can easily be altered.
The fashion or the side?
Both, if necessary, I presume. What are your politics?
I have none. I'm a liberal unionist.
Ah, they count as Tories. They dine with us, or come in the evening at any rate. Now to minor matters. Are your parents still living?
Lady Bracknell, I have lost both my parents.
To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as misfortune. To lose both seems like carelessness. your father? He was evidently a man of some wealth. Was he born in what the radical papers call the purple of commerce, or did he rise from the ranks of aristocracy?
Well, you see, Lady Bracknell, I said I have lost both my parents. It would be nearer the truth to say that it seems as though my parents have lost me. I, as a matter of fact, don't know who I am by birth. I was, well, found.
Found?
Yes, by the late Mr. Thomas Cardrew, a man of charitable and kindly disposition. He found me. He gave me the name Worthing. You see, he had a first-class ticket to Worthing. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It's a seaside resort.
And where did this charitable gentleman who had this first-class ticket to this seaside resort find you?
In a handbag.
A handbag?
Yes, Bracknell, a handbag. A large black leather handbag with handles to it. It was given to him in mistake of his own.
In what locality did this Mr. James or Thomas Cardrew come across this ordinary handbag?
In a cloakroom at the Victoria Station.
Cloakroom at Victoria Station?
It was given to him in mistake of his own. You see, Lady Bracknell, he was on the side of Brighton, the Brighton line. Yes, the Brighton line.
The line is immaterial. Mr. Worthing, I must confess, I feel somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me. To be born, or at any rate bred in a handbag, whether it had handles or not, seems to me to display a contempt for the ordinary decencies of family life that remind one of the worst excesses of the French Revolution. And I presume you know what that unfortunate movement led to? As for the particular locality in which this handbag was found, a cloakroom at a railway station might serve to conceal a social indiscretion, has probably indeed been used for that reason before now. But it would hardly be regarded as an assured basis for a recognized position in good society.
Lady Bracknell, may I ask for your advice? I need hardly say I would do anything to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would strongly advise you, Mr. Worthing, to acquire some relations as soon as possible, and to make a definite effort to produce at any rate one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
Well, Lady Bracknell, I don't see how I could possibly manage to do that. I can produce the handbag. It is in my wardrobe at home. I'm sure that would satisfy you.
Me, sir? What has it to do with me? You could hardly imagine that I and Lord Bracknell would dream of allowing our only daughter, a girl brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a parcel. Good evening, Mr. Worthing.